Hello everyone, T-Rexatron here, and today we are going to do an unboxing video for the new Nintendo Switch 2. I would also like to point out, I am wearing some gloves right now since I do not want to put a fingerprint on the new system, especially for something as good as this, since it's been 8 years since we last had a new console. Why don't we begin, shall we? Now, going from the bottom here, you would know that this obviously would be some kind of special box that can be folded and unfolded for some recyclable purposes. And I also would like to mention that you should take the time to take in that new console smell, but also just make sure you also pace yourself with this because you do not want to look too weird when doing that. Now I am going to be taking out the Joy-Cons here. They feel bigger, they look bigger, and also they are exactly bigger than they're supposed to be than the regular Joy-Cons for the Switch 1. Let me just open one of these up so I can show you a full detailed view. I also would like to mention now that we do have a lot more to show. Now going on, we are going to be opening up the whole console itself, which would mean we will be going into the system of the Switch 2. Clearly, it feels a little more heavier, but a lot more sleek and smooth than the regular Switch 1. I would say also, I feel like they should have wrapped this up with bubble wrap instead of just some regular plastic for more precautious measures. But here's the system. It really does bring out its glow, and I am impressed for how Nintendo was able to make this feel, look, and obviously make it seem more bigger and more lighter than it was. Now let's dive deeper into this little chest of wonders. I'd say the next thing we will be looking at inside would be the little warranty that I had right here, as well as the Switch's charging system. I will also like to point out these little mouse things for the Joy-Cons. I may not be using them too much, especially for games like Metroid Beyond, but I will be showcasing them soon, so don't worry. I also have here the whole plug into the wall, or I should say like the little, I don't know what it's called, the cube, I think. I am not really good with names, pronouns, or adjectives, but here's the little cube you plug into the wall, so that way you're dock on the TV. And speaking of dock, I will show that too, but first I want to show you the little thing there. Now here is the Joy-Con grip. I will say it's a lot bigger than the Switch 1, but it's also very more polished than the first one, as well as a few other ideas. I say this will be the best and interesting way to attach Joy-Cons to a controller. It instantly snaps on and easily snap off of it. Just gotta watch your fingers as far as I'm concerned. But if you're a pro, you know what you're doing. I'm glad that you won't be getting any cuts on your thumbs. And now for the dock, like I mentioned earlier, this little thing. Well, I wouldn't say little, because this thing is medium sized by that point. And I also like how it feels a little bit more rounder than the regular Switch 1 dock. It's gone from, well, it's gone from SpongeBob to, I'd say, I would say probably, I don't know, a bar of soap named like Soap Todd, I think. Let's call it Soap Todd. But here's the back of it, which I will say it's very interesting for a dock to have small and built-in features. and also a removable back for when you're trying to plug in your HDMI and your power adapter. And I won't forget the cooling system inside as well. But let's go and try to make sure we get our safety on with the new tempered glass screen protector that I got from Gamestop. Came along with the warranty, which I will say thank you to them. Now, I also been hearing facts that GameStop may have punctured their Switch 2s for the customers, only because they were stapling the receipts on the box. Lucky they didn't do that for mine, but you should be aware that. Oh, sorry about that. You should be aware that you may need to make sure that you won't have any problems whatsoever with having your Switch 2 being cracked, which is why I'm wearing the gloves for that matter. So as I attach the tempered glass to the Switch 2, I am also going to be dusting and polishing off the screen before I attach the screen protector to it. Now, the last thing I would like to present would be the ON microSD express card that I have recently got. This being from Walmart though, because unfortunately, when I tried to pre-order this from GameStop, they didn't really sell as much, especially for the 256 gigabyte. I needed more space for my system, which is why I got the 512 gigabytes. I would have gone for the 1 terabyte, but I couldn't find it anywhere on Amazon, Walmart, Staples, or GameStop, which is only for a reason why I decided to buy this one. I might not need as much space, especially for the games I already have, as well as the games I will buy in the future. But I would give it for about a year or a year and a half until I would need to get more space. But anyway, I would have to say that I'm glad that I was able to get this on time before the Switch 2 released. Since, of course, I know I'll be doing a system transfer, and I need to make sure that I won't be losing any data, especially for my games like in Splatoon or pretty much Fortnite. Now, as I plug in the little SD behind the dock, you may notice I also got the kickstand opening up to my favor, going up to 180 degrees or 90. But I would also want to point out how incredible Nintendo took the facts and made their mistakes fixed on from the Switch 1 to the Switch 2. It is very complicated when you think about it, but I'm also very proud of Nintendo for making it this far. So as I attach the SD card into the Switch, I will set it down for a minute, only to showcase you guys what I will be doing right now. For I will be going into the Switch 2 as far as playing some games, but I won't share as much since I do not want all of you to be jealous for the ones who had pre-ordered a Switch, but their orders were canceled. So I will only be showing you some short footage of my experience with Mario Kart. And also, I'd like to point out that I had bought Mario Kart with only $10 since I saved up enough money from the past 6 months I didn't even know about. So now we should switch over to Mario Kart so I can show you the graphics. Shall we? So I'm enjoying these graphics that we have for the new Switch 2, as well as the new items in the game, and the new individuality that comes with it. I will say that Nintendo has outdone themselves, so I won't go into anything further. I'll just stop right here for the moment. I appreciate you all enjoying this video, so please like and subscribe, and I will come back with more playthroughs for the Switch 2. Thank you.